But let's go ahead and jump into it and see what this Spright Ninja deck is all about. It's game 1 of round number 2 at the 250th YCS. As I mentioned, so Harold is on the bottom on Spright Ninja. His opponent, Hakeem, is also playing a deck you might not be as familiar with, Dinosaur Scrap. I mean, the dinosaur strategy has been around, tried and true for so long. It kind of fell out for a while after Misk went down to 1, but now they had the return of True King Lithosagem, the Disaster, back to 3, so they have more ways to destroy those, like Baby Ceresaurus, Petitrodon, and ways to continue to get monsters on the field. And obviously, if you played against Kashtira, you know when you get to look at your opponent's extra deck and rip the cards out, that can be quite powerful.
I feel like we are going more in that direction where the extra deck isn't as safe anymore.
You've got to play multiple copies of your power ones.
I think that's a great way to change up how we build our decks. And usually the extra deck is just a full toolbox. However, now we're going to start off a game with a reinforcement of the army.
Classic card. That's going to let Harold add a warrior.
Are we going to go for the Hanzo?
It looks like it is indeed Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo.
I'm going to activate Droll and Lockbird.
Oh, huge main deck Droll and Lockbird coming down from Hakeem and his dinosaur strategy. You know, I wonder if, I don't think we saw the roll, but I wonder if Hakeem won the roll and his strategy is to go second. A lot of the times you see with dinosaurs, they like to go second because they're able to put so much damage on the board and clear boards as well.
Oh, but this is going to be huge. Now, that's going to cut off the line for the Grandmaster Ninja Hanzo from searching the trap cards.
Yeah, I mean, the Droll kind of hits both sides of his strategy, the Spright and Ninja part. You need the blue and the Jet to add Spright cards to your hand. Hanzo needs to add the Ninjutsu arts. Hitting it on something light reinforcing the army, that's like, it feels really rough.
That's the best point.
Yep, exactly.
Right at the top of the chain.
yep, they don't even get a chance to really start. Like, if you're able to, like, summon Jet first and then add a starter or, like, a Smashers or a double cross, at least then you have some sort of defense from the Droll. But getting hit, like, on an Enchantress ad or a reinforcing the army ad can be just debilitating.
Well, we're going to see Harold follow up with a Spright starter. Now, this is going to give him a level 2 shirt. He's not going to be able to get that search, but there is a level 2 monster. That's going to open up the extra deck for more additional plays.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, now we've seen, now with Spright Elf being forbidden on that last Forbidden Limited list, the main link that they go into once you get to is that Spright Sprint with the Nimble Angler package, being able to go into more level 2s from your deck. Always a way to continue on past...
yeah, definitely not dead in the water here. We're not seeing a pass turn on this.
Yeah, definitely not. It feels bad, though, you know, summoning that Spright Blue but not being able to add that free monster because, you know, the Sprites are just electrocuting and going on to the next circuit and continuing.
Yeah, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, right? It kind of all makes sense. But let's see what he does next.
Oh, there's a Green Ninja special summon from hand.
All right, so he's going to get another monster onto the field.
Yes, I can target the card, target one of them, special summon this card from hand, and change that monster face
down. And one of the monsters will be flipped face down. So I believe the blue is going to be the one going face down.
Sorry?
Yeah, the cool thing about ninjas right now is they love putting monsters face down, and right now in this particular metagame, like that is like one of the things you focus on, is being able to flip monsters face down, because Kashtira need an open field to be able to special summon their monsters from their hand. So if you can get to stick them face down monsters, it can not only disrupt what they're going to do, but what their plans were for the future as well.
Yes, it's actually one of the heaviest disruptions that I've experienced personally, and sometimes they just have to pass turn after that. And like they can even time it. They have the choice of timing as well if they're going to fall with the Theosis. But back into this one, we're going into the Spright Sprint, and the effect is activating, and that sent the Angler's effect is going off and summoning out double Nimble Beaver.
Yep, I'm a big fan of the Nimble package in the Spright decks. You pretty much have to play it now. I mean, you don't have to, but it's so good to be able to instantly access Spright Sprint and get more monsters onto the field. And then you can overlay with the you can either leave the Sprint up to have some sort of disruption during your opponent's turn, since it has that effect to detach a material from an Xyz monster if your opponent special summons a monster, or if anyone special summons a monster, to return a monster to the hand. But you can also use it as a material to get a 3200 gigantic Spright and continue on your plays.
Yep.
Lots of options, but it looks like he is going to hang on to the Sprint. Makes sense since he's under Droll, not going to be able to add anything from Spright Jet to have disruption.
Now he's going to activate the gigantic Spright made with the 2 Nimble Beaver. Now I don't know what monster he wants to go into here. You can go into Mitsu if he wants to open up some ninja lines, but
it looks like you might be right about the Mitsu.
Mitsu, the Insect Ninja.
Now, if Mitsu flips, uses its effect, her effect there, if the monster that's not flipped, I believe if it's not a ninja, you do not get the negation part of it.
I think so.
And I will
Looks
flip
like
one.
so. Despite the Droll and Lockbird being dropped, able to establish somewhat of a decent board here. It's going to have that face down back row, the Mitsu, and the Sprint can detach material from Gigantic as well. So, you know, there's always a debate with Droll and Lockbird. Is it powerful enough to end your opponent's turn enough to where they're not able to continue? Because you're down a card when you use that Droll and Lockbird.
Yep.
But that's always kind of like the debate. But a lot of players have been main decking it.
Overtext Quaddle put into the graveyard with a Foolish Burial.
Yep, and that's going to trigger the effect
to search for a pill
to add an evolution pill from the deck to the hand since it was sent to the graveyard.
And there is already a Droll and Lockbird in the graveyard. That is not a dinosaur.
Not a dino. That more, yeah, application. Normally you have to get that Link Karibo into the graveyard from summoning the enamored Archosaur.
Yep.
I have so much trouble saying his name, but
Animadorn Archosaur.
Animadorn, there you go. Definitely a solid dinosaur card, though. We see him add the double evolution pill.
Activates Lightning Storm. declaring spells and traps.
Jeez.
Lightning Storm for the spells and traps. Now, most monsters on Herald side are in defense mode, so those monsters will not be affected. So that's why he's going for the spells and traps.
Thank you so much for
You know, I was wondering, I thought I messed up when we sent the double evolution pill to the graveyard. I was like, wait, does it send it to the graveyard? That doesn't make much sense.
No, you have to add it to the hand. That's where the value is at.
Oh,
Destroying a Book of Eclipse. That's actually a pretty big play. I mean,
pretty huge. That was like his last line of defense.
Activate Double Evolution Pill.
okay, we're seeing a double evolution pill.
Banishing for cost. So let's banish.
We're going to take away the Quatless
and Droll and Lock.
and Droll and Lockbird. Now, that's not exactly the safest special summon here.
It's not. He's gonna
Playing into the Sprint.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to return the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to the hand if he decides to use that Sprite Sprint effect.
But if Hakeem has a follow-up on that, managed to put 2 dinosaurs back into the graveyard, then we can probably see it summoned regularly.
Yep, definitely.
And there's the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno being red.
He definitely wants to get rid of this with all these monsters in defense mode.
That's a lot of damage.
Yep. Because the Ultimate Conductor is able to attack every defense mode monster your opponent has, and then send to the graveyard by its own effect, and inflict 1,000 points of damage to the opponent.
I will activate the effect. All right.
Looks like this is going to prompt Herald to use that Sprite Sprint.
Sure thing. Let's see. You can attach one material from an access control, target one monster on the field, return it to the hand. Alright, that is fine.
I use Sprite effect on summon to the Ultimate Conductor.
Yep, that is fine.
Yep. So we are seeing the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno return to hand. There is no miscellaneous source to protect that one.
That's always so frustrating when they change the miscellaneous source. I know I always have to read Miss. I'm like, what does this card do? But when I read it, I'm like, I can't believe what it does. Actually,
It's so good.
Have you read Misk? I mean, it's been a while, but
it's so good. Oh, we see a triple tactics talent, and he's going to choose to draw 2 cards.
So maybe this is a little bit of his game plan. Before he gets the Lightning Storm, the spell, and trap cards, and then he's going to know that his only interaction is the Sprint, so it's going to immediately turn on his triple tactics talents.
This is I see the Baby Ceratosaurus. I wonder if there's going to be a Baby Ceratosaurus follow-up.
Special summon Dogran by tributing.
Oh!
Going to give Herald his dinosaur, summon a Dogran. Looks like that might be the secret rare out of the Speed Duel Midterm Paradox box. I can't really tell, but it might just be the rare. But I'm a big fan of the secret rare version of it.
Oh, yeah?
Shuffling back, Overtext Quatless.
Quatless is going back into the deck for summoning of Nemesis Keystone.
Now, this is an interesting one. Not one I've seen too often in the dinosaur deck, but a good way to get another monster onto the field and put a dinosaur back in your deck to be used later on. Maybe use something with like miscellaneous source if you can, since there is only one miscellaneous source.
It is something that you can kind of cycle through.
He didn't start with like Oviraptor or any like easy way to really get things online turn 1, but he's still playing through with what he has.
Use like Fossil Dig is like the go-to, and the biggest the thing that you worry the most of when someone summons a monster like Soul Eating Oviraptor is are they adding Misk or not, or do they already have it in hand?
It's one of the two.
Yeah, do you want to disrupt it? I don't know. You have to take a little bit of a guessing game here. Now we go into a link group, and now Keystone is level 1.
Yep. He's gonna normal summon Baby Saurus. Okay. Let's see if he's going to link these two ways. He's trying to get those dinosaurs in his graveyard, so he's going to be able to summon that Ultimate Conductor Tyranno from the hand to the field.
Dark.
Dark.
Okay. Summon good.
The Dark Charmer. Gloomy.
Activate Dark. The Dark Charmer.
Is there a Dark monster in the graveyard?
I think there's a Hanzo. Oh no, the Hanzo's set face down.
No, there is a Hanzo.
Oh, no,
the Hanzo is there. Yeah,
okay.
he did use it. He used it earlier for the Sprint.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's right. It was underneath. Yep.
Well, that would give him the highest attacking monsters right now. Except for the Doggoran. The Doggoran is going to be staring him down.
Enter battle.
We're hitting battle phase.
Hanzo will declare attack on your Spright Sprint.
And we're going to attack into the Spright Sprint.
Yeah, that'll be
And nothing
fun.
doesn't have anything that's going to be able to take down that Doggoran that he gave to Harold.
Bringing you to 6,500.
And there's still also the Dark Charmer.
All right, then I will
Either of those
take
monsters can probably take the
my
be
main
destroyed by battle because the attack stat of Dark is much higher.
that in this beautiful world. All right, and I will move to end step.
Oh, just looks like he's going to have Dark, and Hanzo
I will draw for turn.
clears up the Sprite Sprint a little bit. Now the play is back to Harold. Looks like he drew an Ash Ball. He's a White Dragon Ninja and an Ash Blossom. Enjoy Spring in hand.
White Dragon Ninja. Now that's interesting. That's old school.
Yeah, I'm looking for the
ninjas.
safe zone, you know. Safe zone White Dragon
Yeah,
Ninja. That was,
indestructible.
yep.
Wow, that was a
the go-to.
classic.
And then you can throw out a Dark Samorg in there with anti-spell.
Oh.
Then nothing can happen. Can't destroy anything, can't activate anything.
Harold's holding the largest monster on the field in terms of attack.
Trigger these two off.
Oh, a tribute summon.
For White Dragon Ninja.
Of course, White Dragon Ninja cannot be special summoned unless it's through a ninjutsu art card. If I believe it's ninjutsu art ninja cards.
To attack Dark, so that is 1,150. Life points.
Doggoran is going to be attacking into the Dark Charmer,
Okay, when Dark dies, I'm going to
and Dark is going to activate the effect.
Fine.
Okay.
It's going to provide him with a new Dark monster from the deck.
To hand, Soul-Eating Override.
That's a good one.
That's a great one. Great
Yeah,
follow-up.
He unfortunately had to use his normal summon on that baby Ceratosaurus to summon the Dark. Otherwise, he might have tried to crash in the Dark to go ahead and grab the Overraptor for the next turn. But now, he's just hoping he's going to survive this turn and be able to follow up with all his dinosaur cards on the next turn. But White Dragon Ninja, normally being summoned from a ninjutsu art card, going to have to be tribute summoned here. Definitely not the card Harold wanted to see in his hand, but making the most use out of it. You know, sometimes if you get lemons, you got to make lemonade.
Exactly.
And I will pass turn to you.
All right, cool.
Oh, and Harold has to pass his turn back. The game stage is pretty open. I don't think there's
Pretty wide open.
Yeah, there's not a lot of disruption except for that one Ash Blossom.
Yeah, oh yeah, he did draw the Ash, and then, I mean, Harold's spell and trap cards are being protected by the White Dragon Ninja, but he doesn't have any spell or trap cards.
We're gonna see some of
Use its
the
effects.
the Ash Blossom might come in handy right here.
What is effect do?
I think he has to make that choice.
Yeah, you can either wait and let him add the Mist and then Ash the Mist, but yeah, I think you just Ash the Overraptor.
Yeah, at this point I don't think there's much of a choice. Ah, there we go.
So maybe a top deck that might have saved him just a little
I will
bit.
activate Lightning Storm.
Can't do that.
Another copy of Lightning.
If he's gonna have to crash his Overraptor.
Oh, but he
first.
can't activate it. There's a face-up monster on the field right now. That's not activatable.
Yep.
Enter battle then.
If he knows, he's like, well, I've got to get this monster off the field. It kind of works for him because he kind of wants to put more dinosaur monsters into his graveyard. So not the biggest of mistakes by not activating the Lightning Storm first, because otherwise he would just have an Overraptor on the field, and I think it's going to do more in the graveyard than it would on the field here.
Absolutely.
Then
And
I will
that does
enter
load
my
the
main
second
phase
dinosaur
2,
for the Ultimate Conductor
activate Lightning
Tyranno,
Storm,
and the Lightning Storm can come down, and the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno does function as a card very similar to Book of Eclipse.
Just being able to destroy a dinosaur from your hand or field, including itself, I believe,
Yeah,
and then flip all your opponent's monsters face down. Yep.
And
It looks like, oh, he gets the Doggoran as another dinosaur as well.
yeah.
Overraptor. To special summon from my hand Ultimate Conductor Tyranno
In defense position.
Okay.
With that,
Alright.
I will pass
I mean, I'm guessing he's playing around Lightning Storm.
Makes sense. If he's main decking copies, ooh, Instant Fusion off the top.
All right.
Probably not going to get a Tier Limits Kictalos, but definitely still a powerful card.
I mean, there's probably a Yaguramaru,
That would be something.
No worries.
unless his level's a little too
No,
high.
I
I believe the
it's
is level
5. Yeah, I think it's 5. It could be 6, but I think it's 5. But I still think I don't think just an Instant Fusion in the Ninja deck really gets you too far.
Activate instant fusion from hand.
He's gonna pay the 1,000 life points. I love how the artwork on the card mentions the 1,000.
You gotta pay. It's hot. All right, and let's see what he says. Some if it is the Yaga or Maru.
Yeah, it's going to Yaguramaru.
Agoromaru, the armor ninja.
Okay.
You can attempt to
Agoromaru's
banish.
effect is that when this card special summons or flip face up, I can banish one other ninja or ninjutsu art card from my hand.
And
graveyard.
that is one of the more powerful ninja cards. In fact, it's this card and Geo, the Gravity Ninja, that completely changed how ninjas are played.
Yeah, they definitely got some useful tools in Photon Hypernova that really take them to the next level. And just being able to use Tobari as like a defensive option. Before, Tobari and Mazen, nice. Mazen has that effect where you can special from the deck if your opponent does anything, which is really strong. But sometimes you just have to have that instant banish, the instant disruption. So being able to use Tobari or Instant Fusion in this situation as removal is fantastic.
And we see the Ultimate Conductor Tyro activated, and the monster has been flipped face down.
Yep, and he gets that Conductor Tyro, because I think Yaguramaru banishes, right? So being able to tribute off the field, you get to put that Conductor in your graveyard. Maybe if you have another Conductor, it's a dinosaur that can be banished for another one.
I will draw for turn.
Oh,
it's hard saying this. I want to make sure I get all the syllables in the Yaguramaru. I have to always say it slowly. Such a long name.
Instant Fusion. Normally it would destroy the card, but the card got flipped face down.
Ooh, so it stays.
To special summon from my hand.
But he does have another copy, so he did need to tribute off that dinosaur to get another dinosaur in the grave.
Yeah.
Not in short supply of Conductor Tyranno this game.
Declare attack on your face down, and I'll activate its effect to
send it away, and 1,000 damage from the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno from the battle phase. I believe Harold now is on 0 cards in his hand.
He's been top decking. He's gonna need something useful.
But this reminds me of classic Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's been back and forth. Dinosaurs versus ninjas. Like, what would happen in real life if ninjas like were alive in the dinosaur prehistoric days? Who would win? I mean, most of the time I'd probably the dinosaur.
The Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is one of my favorite boss level monsters.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
So easy to summon with the double evolution pill as well. But even if it's just in your hand, it's still easy to summon.
I actually like it in the hand more because it's way more surprising.
It definitely is.
Way more surprising.
I use that now that you say that, it makes sense. A lot of times I lose the dinosaurs because they have one in hand that I wasn't accounting for.
Exactly.
Very
he
true.
just drew into the Equipso Ninjutsu Art Tool Iron Digger.
Oh, and the card he drew instead was multiplication.
Unfortunately, duplication can't tribute off your opponent's.
That's one of the ones that needs one of yours. Oh no! If it was the
it was Dancing Leaves, yeah, then he will be able to use the opposing monsters as the tribute.
Yeah, the duplication and then the super art of transformation. You can't use your opponent's monsters, and it looks like Hakeem is going to take down Game 1 on the backs of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno.
Oh, okay, so we're going to be...
And Drone Lockbird. I mean,
Drone Lockbird
really
huge.
won this game.
Yeah, Drone Lockbird was huge on that one.
Yeah. On that reinforcement of the army especially. If maybe he led with starter for blue adds... Now, you'd have to start it for Jet to really get any value out of it before the Droll, but Game 1, I don't think you're playing around Drone Lockbird, though it has really risen in popularity recently in people's main decks and side decks. I mean... That card against like Dark World is just completely debilitating.
I think for that matchup, the Cashier matchup, the Spright matchup, there's so many use cases for that particular card right now for Droll. And you know what's interesting to me is that I'm glad we got to see Dinosaur.
Oh yeah,
I'm really glad because
that wasn't even a good dinosaur hand. That was like just getting by with Conductor.
But like seeing like the dinosaur cards, like True King Lithless Agem being able to destroy some of the baby Ceratosaurus, maybe a petite Pteranodon, like leading into the big plays. And I think I personally would like to see a Lost World. Lost World is so strong.
It's deceptively strong. Like if you don't know what it does when your opponent activates it and you read it, you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. Like I get a token, no big deal.
Yeah. But
tell me about the battle phase.
Yeah, about the battle phase. Okay, well, I'm going to protect my token and destroy a different dinosaur from the deck. And guess what? The swarm of dinosaurs just starts making an appearance. It's ridiculous. I remember facing off against like a dinosaur player at one of my recent regionals, and I have to say that Lost World, it definitely puts them on the map when it comes to competing against decks that don't want to see tokens on the field.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about giving Kashtira the token as well.
And there's even a bigger part of this is because when you control that token, you can't target monsters, and most of the Kashtira effects target a Rise Hard, Fenrir. It's a lot better than a lot of people give it credit for, and I think it's one of the more underrated parts of the card.
Yeah, that's certainly one of the cards when it first came out. I was like, oh, it's good, but it's not like insane. It's like, oh, it doesn't activate and add a dinosaur in my hand, but if used properly, you can get a lot of mileage out of it. Then you're talking about the other fields, but like the Lithos Agem coming back means Dragonic Diagram is back on the menu. That is probably my favorite field spell of all time. I'm a big fan. Masterpiece, True Dracos, I love them.
I miss Masterpiece.
Yeah, he was definitely a formidable card to face against. warped formats for sure. But yeah, it's cool to see Dragonic Diagram. Being able to diagram Baby, that's what I'm looking for. I want to see that action because you're able to get the Lithosagem and summon an Oviraptor from your deck. Really, really strong. You know why maybe Dragonic Diagram still limited to 1. But on the other side, we have the Ninja Spright deck. And maybe he'll be probably going first again. Maybe he won't be faced with a Droll and Lockbird, so we'll be able to really see what he can do. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. The Duelists have side decked, and they're ready for game number 2.
I think they're getting ready for this particular moment. I'm hoping to see some Ninjutsu arts being set into the back row this time around. I want to see how that kind of plays out, and I want to see how the two decks kind of synergize with each other. If they can get to like the level 2s, like when would you drop the Spright cards in particular, especially when, say, Gigantic Spright, they lock into level 2s. You have also Spright Starter that also locks you into level 2s, linked to rank 2s. So we're going to see how that one plays out.
Looks like, ooh, a side deck card maybe in Harold's hand, a Quackimir Drago. That's a dragon you can summon off of transformation. Kind of cool, but...
Set of face down.
But the only deck that can lead with a set monster.
And we see a Mitsu being special summoned from the hand.
That's a level 2 monster. So this is where the strategies kind of synergize together.
And we now get to see the Spright Blue, capitalizing off of this particular play.
This is cool. Hopefully this blue is not met by a Droll and Lockbird. I want to see what this deck does in action.
Now, usually when you're holding a disruption from the hand, you try to not telegraph it to your opponent like I'm eager to activate it.
That's the hardest part for me because my emotions are always on my face. Like I'm just always so, you can tell when I'm scared, nervous, excited, but you got to contain yourself.
Sorry, can I read both Mitsu and Jet?
Yeah.
Oh, now we're going to see the special summon of Spright. I believe Jet was just added to hand, and now Jet is being special summoned onto the field.
So no Droll and Lockbird, hopefully. It seems as if it's not there this time.
Like Jet's effect adds from deck to hand.
Yep.
And Jet is probably going to search for a starter.
Yeah, starter's a good one. You can get starter to
Or
either,
double cross.
Yeah, double cross is a defensive option, and starter if you want to find a way to get to carrot or red more on during your opponent's turn.
I mean, Harold's going first, so likely...
He grabs starter, it looks like.
Double cross is such a scary card.
It really is.
It's so versatile.
I mean, especially if there's a link monster up, it's great. It's awesome to attach something as a material. That's one of the strongest forms of removal because you're getting a monster off the field, but not putting it anywhere else.
Exactly.
you're hiding it under your own monster, even though it's considered to have left the field. But
I tried my best just to never give that monster back to them as much as I can, as long as they don't put it into the graveyard anywhere else.
All right, and now we're going to see the Jet and Blue go to the graveyard to link summon Spright Sprint. Spright Sprint is going to send Nimble Angler. If Nimble Angler is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard, that lets you special summon 2 Nimble monsters, except Nimble Angler, from your deck to the field.
We're going to see 2 Nimble Beavers summon onto the field. This is a loaded field. Now, I believe there hasn't been Gigantic Spright played, so neither player are locked into level 2 link to rank 2s.
Yeah, we're already seeing the synergy here. Just with having the Mitsu, a set monster in a blue, he's able to have the Sprint as an interaction. The Gigantic can summon red or carrot. The starter he got could summon the other red or carrot, whichever one he didn't summon. And then the Nimble Beavers, you can always summon from the graveyard too, with another Nimble Beaver later on. That's why I love it. I love Toad, because if you negate with Toad, you can add back Nimble Beaver, and then you already have a follow-up for the next turn. But it's you got to go through a little more hoops to summon Totally Awesome now than you used to in the past.
Yeah, there's no more of the Ronin Toadin. And we're going to see the activation of the Spright starter.
Let's see if he goes for carrot. Yep,
he's going for the carrot.
Carrot.
Evenly Match is a very heavily played card.
It really is.
Especially post side.
Yeah, post side you can expect things, like Evenly Matched Nibiru, Dark Ruler No More. Probably not. I wouldn't expect Dark Ruler No More in a dinosaur deck because you're just looking to do that damage, but
also he revealed Lightning Storm in the previous game as well.
In the main deck.
In the main deck.
So he definitely knows he's going to have some of those board-breaking answers.
Now the Gigantic Spright has not activated yet. Is that a Green Ninja that I see? The Jack's got special summon onto the field.
It does look like Green Ninja. So more
it was summoned from the
Gigantic?
It was summoned from the Gigantic. Yeah, that was the Gigantic summon.
Okay. Maybe go attack.
Cut. There you go. Sorry. There you go.
Where's he going to take this play now?
Then I will set 2.
Might just,
and pass
yep,
turn.
just
Oh,
fills
I
his
like
board.
this. I like where this is going.
Turn.
Has the
Stamina
carrot.
phase.
Interesting, yeah. I would rather have maybe like carrot and red on the field with the gigantic, but we'll have to see how the green ninja works out. We might have some ninjutsu arts that he's needing a ninja monster to use
Alright,
them
I
on.
think I will surrender this round and move on.
Oh.
Okay.
Looks like he's seen enough. He has no
Yeah.
way to break through this board, and
I mean, if he had some way to get through this, I mean, that's a lot of defense position monsters and a lot of damage I could go through that sprint if there was an ultimate connector Tyranno.
yeah, maybe just not having a way to fossil dig or overraptor or no, he's just they both already have a draw in that first round, so maybe saving time is something of very much importance to Hakeem. Doesn't want to end up with another draw, so he's like, oh, maybe I'll take my chances going first in game 3. He's had to go second both times. Worked out really well in that first game. Game 2, there was no lightning storms. Maybe Harold, seeing that he played lightning storm in game 1, made more defensive plays, focused on having trap cards set as well. Definitely a better hand for Harold, led him to winning that second game, but it's going to be up to Hakeem to take game number 3.
No, I really like how there was ninjas incorporated with the sprite.
Yeah, it
Or rather,
added
this-
layers.
Yeah, definitely added layers, and Book of Moon, Book of Eclipse, such a, a lot of people are choosing to play these cards, and even for a Sprite deck, if you normal summon and your monster gets flipped face down through a Book of Moon or Book of Eclipse, it's very difficult to continue to play without a starter, but if you have a Mitsu, you open the face-up level 2 monster line right back up, and it's kind of exactly what we saw here, a set to start the play.
That is a really good point, being able to extend when you get Book of Eclipse from your opponent, because if you have it and you're playing against Spright, you have to do it on the first level too, otherwise it's going to get out of control really quick. Yeah, that's a really good point. And maybe that's why he decided to combine these strategies. I also like that with Spright, one of their downsides is stuff like Dark Ruler No More. A lot of their things you get are monsters on the board. The only other layers you're going to have is like Spright Double Cross or something like that. But when you Dark Ruler No More and they have Book of Eclipse and the Dancing Leaves, you're able to flip all monsters on the field down. You can Dancing Leaves your opponent's monster for when they summon more, and then turn it into Jiho, flip their other monsters face down. It's just a continuous flow of monsters and cards going face down, and then you use the ninjas like Mazen and sneak past all those monsters you flip face down and attack them directly for game. I mean, Mazen plus the Iron Digger plus Blade Armor Ninja, that's just game.
Oh, yeah.
I hope we get to see Blade Armor Ninja come down.
Oh, me too.
It's a good one.
That's
an old one, but it's a good
one.
ninja. Notoriously using heroes back in the day, but now back in the theme where he belongs.
Yes. One fun fact about the ninjutsu art. Well, before we get to that, let's start off into game 3.
We're ready. The duelists are ready. They're side deck. Let's jump right into it. But what were you saying about the ninjutsu art?
So the ninjutsu art to an Iron Digger changes that monster into a ninja. And that's a thing that some people forget. If they put Mazen on the field and you happen to drop a Nibiru onto the field and give him a really big token, that token could potentially attack directly for a lot of damage.
It really can. Oh yeah, the Nibiru token. I've seen Boral Sword as another one. You turn into a ninja and then it's just drew, attack directly for game. It's so crazy. All right, looks like Harold is going to start. So Hakeem is choosing to go second. That is his strategy.
I love this.
It's a little dangerous, like when you lose game 2 going second, but
how would Harold choose to side? Would he choose to side as if he was going to go second? Like
catch him off guard.
That's the catch him off guard moment.
I do like that a lot. Now Harold is going to summon Beaver to summon another Nimble Beaver.
Beaver into Beaver. All right.
Deep Sea Diva just not in the same class as Nimble Beaver. I mean, you get the tuner aspect of it, but Nimble Beaver just being able to summon one from the graveyard, that's just so impactful.
Absolutely. And we're going to see a special summon of the Spright Blue. That's going to add a monster. Now, see, this is the opening line for like a lot of Spright players. Like, do they want to set up a little bit of protection, or do they already have the Jet in hand? I want to see where this is going to take it, because like that really telegraphs like what they potentially have in their hand. If they're going for protection, they might already have the Jet.
Very true. And it looks like Hakeem taking a little bit of a gamble, ashing the Spright Blue, hoping he doesn't have that Jet in hand, hoping he doesn't have another level 2, and just going to have to force him to go into like a Spright Sprint into Gigantic play here. It looks like it is going to stop him from summoning any more monsters from his hand for now, but Sprint, but the Sprint
the Beaver.
Yeah, not yet.
Beaver has been dropped already, but
only lets him get one now.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless he plays Nimble Sunfish or something. There are other Nimble monsters.
That is true. Sunfish was made popular through just non-stop attacking with the Mosquito Ninja.
Just to keep going in and get more to attack. Yeah, and we actually see the Mosquito Ninja. So in the Spright Ninja deck, the Ninja Mosquito can actually be used in ninjas.
Oh, that is also very true. I did not think about that. I was like, oh, it is in the name.
It is a ninja.
And I believe there is like a Mosquito Ninja based
I will have to go back and
ninjutsu art as well.
Yep. All right, looks like the Angler is going to summon the last copy of Nimble Beaver from the deck to the field.
But what if he actually goes into the Mosquito Ninja and then sets one of the ninjutsu art cards and use it? You know what? You can use level 2 to generate the names.
The options.
Gigantic Sprite has been summoned onto the field.
I will detach one from Gigantic, special summon from deck.
That's fine.
And he is going to activate the effect of Gigantic Sprite. And one of the fun facts about Gigantic Sprite, for those of you guys who are newer, remember the detaching is part of the effect, and if you can't detach, you do not get that summon.
Yeah, so if you find a way to chain the Gigantic Sprite to flip it face down, get it off the field where they just can't detach, yeah, it doesn't resolve. Ghost Ogre, notoriously really good against Gigantic Sprite.
And we're going to see the Jet adding starter.
Okay. I'll then activate Starter's effect. Summon as a Sprite.
And we're going to see another monster being summoned out from the Spright starter. This has to be either the carrot or the red.
Looks like it is going to be the carrot.
Carrot.
Going to take a little bit of damage here from the Sprite starter.
About 1,000 damage. It's based off of the attack points after all.
Yep.
It's kind of fun to see that more people are playing carrot in the previous formats where they're not as much popular in terms of spells and traps.
There was a lot more focus on red being on the field, but now there's so many power spells everyone's playing that carrot does a little more impact.
I do not believe I will be going back into my deck. So.
Now currently there is a spell trap effect negation, and there is a special summon return to hand that is publicly available on the field.
Looks like Harold considering his options. He's looking at the number 2.
He's looking at the ninja. I mean, being able to go into Geo is such a big play.
Then I will activate Iron Digger.
Oh, converting it into a ninja.
Sounds good.
Okay.
This is also treated. This is not treated as a ninja.
Ooh, that adds another layer of play here.
Because now he didn't have a ninja on the field before, but now he does.
Ninjutsu Art Tool Iron Digger.
A Ninjutsu Art Iron Digger. I believe it also boosts the attack.
Yeah, by 500, I think. Yep. That's why if you have that with the Armor Ninja, you're able to do 8,000.
Got it.
I'm pretty sure it's enough.
Drawing for turn.
Okay.
Standby phase. Main phase.
Yeah, because you put on Mason, 3,000, 3,000, and then 22. Yep. Because the Blade Armor Ninja can target any ninja to attack target.
Yeah. Oh, I think we're seeing a Kaiju.
So he's going to get rid of the Sprite Sprint instead of the carrot.
And that clears off the Ninjutsu art card as well.
Does he have a ninja to summon back? I think that you can either summon monster from defense mode or you add back a banished ninja.
I
think so.
It looks like he has nothing?
Nope, he has nothing here. Animadon Archosaur, normal summon.
The summon is okay.
Summon is fine.
Activating Archosaur's effect.
Archosaur's
Has
effect.
a baby Ceratosaurus or something to destroy?
Please be a baby. Oh, Petite Pteranodon.
Still works.
Spell a trap from my deck to
I think the only difference is this one can't summon Pankratops, I think. Or is this one
No,
that can summon Pankratops, the other one
can't attack directly with the monster, I believe.
Yep. Similar to baby Ceratosaurus.
Just different, different parts of the scale.
Dinosaur monster from my deck.
And we have a double evolution pill added from the Animadon Archosaur.
Attack this turn.
Okay.
Now, Ash Blossom is already in the graveyard, so the card is immediately live, and we're going to see a Pankratops being summoned.
This is the one that summons the Pankratops, yeah. I knew it had a direct association with Pankratops.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, looking at this current game state, we're going to see a Link.
The glorious
Probably a Linkuriboh.
Linkuriboh, an MVP dinosaur card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Usually used as the non-dinosaur you can banish with a double evolution pill.
Sometimes they even go one step further into the Secure Gardener.
That is true, I've seen that.
Target your
Looks like he's going to use the Pankratops effect to destroy the Sprite Carrot.
That's a great move. That's going to open up the spells now.
After which I will activate double evolution pill.
Oh, this is huge.
So he's going to be able to banish the Ash, as you mentioned, the non-dinosaur, and the Archosaur.
That's a great setup.
You're good.
That's going to be the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. I think Harold committed all the cards onto the field already.
My wonderful
That's
Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to this zone right here.
the great Ultimate Conductor Tyranno.
It's definitely a good boss monster.
I
to
love
have
seeing
for
this card on the field. I just don't want to be looking across the table seeing it.
Being able to attack all your monsters is just so strong.
Thank you.
I mean, that's
and
gotta
then,
change the card advantage completely.
Let's see if Harold has something defensive he can use face down, or if he's just going to lose it all.
attempt to enter battle.
Battle phase is fine.
Battle phase is fine. When someone says that, I'm a little concerned.
It means I'm going to do something when you attack, probably.
I mean, that's the one timing that you can't use Miscellaneous Source, and Miscellaneous Source also, effect expires during this phase.
Yeah, it only lasts for that one phase, yep. Yeah, no misc any of these games here for Hakeem. Definitely unfortunate.
Yep, that's correct.
I don't think he even opened Oviraptor
any of them.
to get the setup.
An additional attack on Gigantic Spright.
And we're going to see a sweep. 1,000.
Clearing Harold's board here.
To 5,500 if I'm correct.
Yes.
Alright. And it will declare one more attack on your Spright Jet.
Another attack and another effect, another 1,000.
Okay.
Bringing you to 4,500. Then Link Karibo will attack you for 300.
And of course Link Karibo for the little bit more chip damage.
Got a little bit of attack. Every point matters, that's for sure.
Right.
I mean, I've once lost because I couldn't put 50 damage.
Yeah, that feels so bad. Like, there's somewhere in the game I could have just done a little bit more.
Karibo.
Oh, it looks like the Secure Gardener might be
The
coming in.
beautiful Secure Gardener.
There we go.
And with that, I will end my turn.
The Secure Gardener is going to secure Hakeem's life points a little bit.
At least don't take the first damage you take for the turn. Oh, not a good draw here for Harold. White Dragon Ninja. He only plays one copy and has like 46 cards in his deck, or no, 48 cards in his deck.
And he drew multiple times.
Just sometimes the heart of the cards is not with you. I didn't hear him ask. Sometimes you got to believe in the heart of the cards. You know,
Yeah.
you got to. If you ask, sometimes you will receive.
All right.
I mean, if he's playing the White Dragon, we're going to see a.
Oh, he does have a trap. Yeah, I forgot. So he had no ninjas because the Doggeran got rid of the Iron Digger so quickly. But now he's going to be able to use the Dancing Leaves to tribute his face down monster.
It's Kawaki Miru Drago.
So Jiho could potentially help here with the Conductor Tyranno.
Yes, it can keep it permanently face down, but Geo will also need to target itself because it needs to target 2 cards. But at least the
Conductor
Geo side,
would
Geo side can flip himself back up because only affects the opposing monster, not yourself.
Very little important detail to keep track of. And Jiho the Gravity Ninja, just a fantastic addition from Photon Hypernova for the ninja strategy. All the cards they got in Darkwing Blast and Photon Hypernova were just really strong.
I like how it changed from a combo-oriented playstyle, like a playstyle shift, to a more mid-range control style.
Yeah, that's the kind of decks I'm always like. I like decks that I can go back and forth with my opponent, control the game, but I have like that wow factor, a way to put a lot of damage out, explosive, like something like Metal Foes, like those kind of decks.
Of course,
like,
Metal Foes.
Yeah, that's one of them. Like the decks where you just can set up something, but you don't have to set up something too crazy, but then they have a huge follow-up that get in the game on turn 3.
And we are seeing the Geo.
Yep.
Now, one of the best parts about Dancing Leaves is that even if you use the Dancing Leaves, you have the option to put it back into your hand.
Oh, that's right. That is such a cool effect for it to have, too, to be reused later on.
It makes deck building around ninjas a lot easier, and then you don't have to commit too many resources into making these plays because these cards, they recycle themselves back into your hand.
What will you target?
I will target.
So it looks like he's targeting.
Put the face down.
In response, I'm going to activate Ultimate Conductor's effect to destroy a monster on my hand or field.
They both flip face down.
So the Conductor's going to put the Jiho face down. Either way, he's going face down. Maybe Hakeem has a dinosaur he wants to destroy.
Tyranno will destroy Overtext Quatlas.
Oh.
That's going to help him get another evolution pill.
Okay.
And then, no, it's just flip face
down. That's going to be flip face down.
And then yours resolves.
Puts that Conductor face down for
next
good.
Chain, Overtext Quatlas effect to switch from him.
I mean, Hakeem's not playing dinosaurs. He's playing Ultimate Conductor Control. We've only seen him utilize and focus on Conductor. I mean, due to his draws, I'm assuming this isn't his normal game plan, but Conductor works. You got to work with the cards you're dealt. You can't be like, oh man, I didn't draw Oviraptor, I lost. Instead, you're like, well, I found a way to get there with these Conductor Tyrannos.
I feel like that's what most players need to focus more on. I know some people, they scoop up their cards a little bit early just because they didn't got the strategy that they want to play. But, if you're versatile with your deck, you can play any of your strategies.
Double evolution pill.
And here comes that double evolution pill. I completely agree with that statement. And he's going to banish. There's that Link Karibo. The hardest part about this is getting the non-dinosaurs in the card.
Usually we rely on the extra deck monster or the disruption from the hand.
Double evolution pill will resolve then.
We can see a second one.
Out. Yeah, that seems like
I'm sure. I'm sure he plays plenty of copies of it. We saw 2, I think, in game 1. Yep, there it is.
So
the main man himself.
What's the scariest thing other than facing off one Ultimate Conductor Tyranno? Facing off 2 of them.
Oh, it looks like there's a Litho Sage in his hand. He's not going to be able to summon that.
I will end my main phase.
Unfortunately, there's no Earth Monster.
Yep.
Usually one Earth Monster just to summon it up, but you don't get the
extra deck unless you do 2 Earths, right?
Yeah, well, if you do double baby Ceratosaurus, I don't know.
You just get a full board and you're taking out cards out of your opponent's extra. It's so strong.
And we're going to see the attack for the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, sending the Geo. Geo's defense isn't even that small either.
Pretty high.
Very, very large. I believe it's around 29?
Yeah, but, Conductor, having that 3,500 attack, could attack over it or just send it with the effect. And Harold's just been taking increments of 1,000 this entire game from all the defense zone monsters, the instant fusion from the other game. The Spright starter took 1,000.
Oh wait, no, this is
good.
playable. This is playable.
It's something, but he's going to leave him with just that conductor, which isn't. Oh, he could have bounced the dancing leaves.
Or maybe he's I don't think he can take the damage here.
Yeah, no, he can't. One conductor Tyranno's.
He needed to bounce the card back.
Yeah, I don't think it would have mattered too much in the end of it, but this conductor Tyranno. Oh, Hakeem not pulling.
Because he could have activated and reset the card, use that face down conductor Tyranno for his own ninja.
Oh, because the other one has to stay down. You're right.
He could have used that.
Maybe not having anything else he could summon off. Maybe he missed that. He forgot he could bounce that dancing leaves. That would have been kind of cool.
That would have been huge.
I will banish.
And then you go into another Geo, flip the other conductor hammer face down. Oh, there might be an option there.
One copy of yours.
So he's going to take out Zeus.
Oh, you take it 3 different names here.
Yep. It's the ultimate. So he's just looking for the things maybe he has one of in his extra deck.
I mean, you got to make some level of impact. I mean, picking a double name doesn't really change any of the outcomes. I love seeing it though.
No,
I love seeing it played right now.
The True King cards are some of my favorite artworks. Marianne's beautiful card.
No, that's fine.
That card is evenly matched. There's just so many ways to kind of play around it and even keep cards on the field. That is going to be game.
And Hakeem and his dinosaur, I'm just going to say it's an Ultimate Conductor Tyranno deck, is going to walk away with the round 2 victory after getting a draw in the first round. But with 7 more rounds of Swiss to play for today, has a lot in front of him before he's going to make that top cut. We could see dinosaurs make their way to that top 64 this weekend.